But first at 5, let's get to that story. The suspect accused of murdering Loyola University freshman Sheridan Gorman will stay behind bars awaiting trial. Today in court, we learned more about Jose Medina's background and how the migrant from Venezuela came to be in Chicago. NBC5's Courtney Sisk was in court for that hearing today. Courtney?
Hi, Stefan. The judge called the shooting random and egregious and said Medina is the greatest threat to the community because of how random this shooting was. Prosecutors wanted him to stay in custody, but so did the defense, which is an unusual request. Jose Medina, the man accused of shooting Sheridan Gorman, was in court virtually due to his tuberculosis diagnosis. Gorman's family also appeared virtually with about a dozen people on the call. And several Loyola students were in the courtroom, including friends who were there the night of that shooting. Prosecutors say Gorman and her friends went to see the skyline on the pier at Toby Prince Beach around 1 a.m. They say Medina was already there at the end of the pier behind the lighthouse. Gorman was the first to reach him. They say she was startled when she saw him and quickly stepped back to whisper to her friends that there was a man behind the lighthouse. Prosecutors say he jumped out wearing a mask with a gun and shot Gorman in the back as the group of friends ran away. They detailed an abundance of surveillance videos tracking him back to an apartment he lived in with his mother. Inside, police found a .40 caliber handgun wrapped in a black ski mask. His defense attorneys say he has the mental capacity of a child, only attending school in Venezuela until he was 7 years old and can't read or write. He moved to Colombia with his mom, where he was attacked and shot in the head, now missing part of his brain and skull. They say he came to the border in 2023 and asked to be brought back to Colombia, but was instead taken to Chicago, where he stayed at a migrant shelter until his mother came to the city and brought him to live with her, 1 block away from where the shooting happened. In court, the defense requested he remain in custody in Cook County.
We are very concerned that if Jose was released, that he would be detained by ICE and transported to a third country where he, without the benefit of due process.
This individual is entitled to due process, but to say that they're more worried about ICE taking this individual, if he's released, and put back out in the street and being arrested by ICE is just the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard in my 40-plus years of arguing cases.
The defense attorney says he needs to be tried here for this case. That's why she wants him to stay in custody. His next court date is April 15th. Meanwhile, Sheridan Gorman's funeral is tomorrow in New York. Stefan.
Okay. Courtney Sisk with us tonight. Thank you so much, Courtney.